Greetings everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the Weekly Challenges Guide. And for those new to this series, the weekly challenges are a set of 5 races that usually go up Wednesday night and Thursday morning depending on your region and time. And these usually consist of 4 normal races that can usually be found within the game, with the 5th one usually curated specifically for that week only. And the purpose of these guides is to give you an overview of what these races offer in terms of cars, in terms of specifications like distances, drivetrains, even certain aspirations. So let's dig into what this week has to offer. And we kicked that off with the Sunday Cup Classic. This is a 3-lap race around the Red Bull Ring short track. And the only real requirement is that it's a road car. It doesn't have to be an old one, it doesn't have to be a new one, despite this as classic here. But that's really all there is. And just for a little kicks and giggles here, I'm going to use the newly added Unibog Type 411, and it's going to be quite a comedic sight when you see it on track. So anyhow, tips for this race, if you're not using what I'm doing: second gear into turn 1 as well as 3 and exiting 4. I found that to be ideal to get through. It's a really short track, so there's not much to do there. Only one huge thing is beware the AI through turns 3 and 4. I find that they pack up especially a lot around these corners there, so unless you're using the car I'm using, be aware if you're going to go for clean passes or a clean race bonus. Next, we have the American Sunday Cup 600. This is a 3-lap race around Grand Valley Highway 1 reverse. And so the only requirements for this particular race is a road car, and it has to be from the United States. Other than that, you go nuts. Even the suggested performance points is at 600 is more of a suggestion than anything. And for this, I'm going to try a car that I haven't really driven, and that's this Corvette ZR1. You may recognize that livery from a video I did. So, interesting. And as interesting the tips are, which is 4th gear into the tunnel turn as well as exiting the bridge. Found that to be the most stable. 2nd gear in the chicane, the 2nd tunnel, also exiting the bridge. A lot of slow portions. And beware of the AI in turns 6 through 12. This is, I feel, one of the tracks where the AI's slow pace and overbraking is the worst. So keep an eye on that if you're going for a clean race bonus. So next up is the race of turbo sports cars, which, as you can tell, is for turbo cars. It's a 5-lap race around Autodromo the Interlagos here. And the only requirements: 700 performance points or less, so you really gonna need something powerful, and turbocharged. So as long as it meets those requirements, you are good to go. And for this, I'm gonna try another car I haven't really tried. I mean, I've done it in a time trial, but not from my garage. And that particular car is the Porsche 911 GT1 Strassen version. Pretty much stock, sans one little modification with the tires, but that's it. And that's where my tips for this race: 2nd gear turns 1 and 2 gradually power out, very tight quarters, so you gotta be careful of the power. 2nd or 3rd gear turn 4 depending on car or tune. 3rd works for me, but it might not work for you, so try 2nd. 2nd gear turns 6 through 11, a lot of slow speed corners there. It's easy to get out of shape there. And beware the AI in 6 through 11. Again, overbraking and packing up, which will make racing very tricky, especially if you're going for that clean race bonus. So keep that in mind. Next, the World Rally Challenge Gr.B. And in this case, it's a 10-lap race around Trial Mountain. And this has 6 times fuel use and 5 times tire wear. And you have to use a Gr.B rally car. You can't use a road car. It has to be the full-on competition here. Basically all the examples you see there. So for this, I'm not going to use the Focus that I used last week. I'm instead using the NSX, as well as doing on medium tires. And you will soon see why in the tips that I will be having. And those being, for a recommended Group B car, I suggest using the ones with a Group 3 counterpart. That way you can transfer the default setup to these. Now you can't do them button for button, adjustment for adjustment, but it does help, at least I found. Medium's the ideal choice because the race is too long for softs but too short for hards. 5th gear through turns 1 and 2, and 4th for the corner, heading to the exit. Found that ideal. And these two are for you a little difficult if you're struggling. Remember, you're here to have fun, not a heart attack. So go out there. And finally, we have the special event, the Peugeot 205 GTI 1 make. It's a 3-lap race around Alsace village, and the car needed is, what else, the newly added Peugeot 205 GTI. So that's what I'm going to be using. But it's going to be this second one, not the first one I purchased for the update review. Didn't do much except try to turn it into a rally eye. But that's what I'm doing. You don't have to do what I do there. And tips for this particular race here: 2nd gear into turn 1, pretty obvious, but we're pointing that out. 3rd gear in turn 4, hugging that corner, because the way it undulates, it's very tricky, so you have to keep that down to keep the car from getting out of shape and pushing out. Best overtaking spot I found was turn 8, because you can carry a lot of speed, the banking will hold you in place, and if you're quick enough, you can power out, cut down, and get around the AI. Now beware of them, however, through 3 and 5, as well as 7 and 11. Again, packed up, over braking, as usual. So anyway, that is it for this week's edition, and I hope you enjoyed it, whether you're returning to the game or you just woke up to these challenges. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, and if you like these videos, then subscribe, as I tend to make these every single week. So that is it for now, and I will see you guys in the next video.